And good afternoon, race fans. Welcome to the Big T today here at the Maryland State Fair. Second weekend of live horse racing here at the Maryland State Fair. Free admission to the horse racing. If you want to go to the fair, you can pay to go over there, but it's free to get here to the races. Beautiful weather last weekend. Nice weather once again has blessed us here for the second weekend of the meet. Anthony Farrier Barn, they had a big opening weekend. They're your leading trainer after the first weekend. Your leading rider, Arnaldo Bocachica.
Anthony Farrier going to send out some more powerful runners looking ahead this weekend as well. Arnaldo Bocachica with 5 wins, Farrier with 5 wins. That's your leading trainer, jockey there respectively. Kmart Trotman, Ashley Castrenzi, Al Cortez, all nipping in the heels there for the riding title. Got to mention Jason McCutcheon getting animals prepared and ready to roll with speed. Rodolfo Sanchez Salomon, Cal Lynch, Kevin Patterson as well in the trainer stats, doing quite well the first weekend here at the Big T. And another one that I can't read.
That's all right. That's all right. I can't read it either. So Farrier, he's looking to cash all that bonus money. Almodovar on the jockey side. They're going to duke it out here. 4 more days of live horse racing today, tomorrow, Sunday, and the holiday Monday. What's it, Labor Day on Monday? I always
Labor
get
Day
it mixed
Monday.
up.
Hugh McMahon's the other trainer, by the way.
All right, Hugh McMahon,
okay.
he's having a big meet. So, live horse racing on Labor Day this Monday. First race post time. 105 for all 4 days. Let's get right to it here. Race 1's going to kick off the popular early pick 5. It's a mandatory payout on the early pick 5. Industry low, 12% takeout. So here we go. Race 1, a maiden nickel. Filly mares 3 and up, going a half mile. And I like a 9-2 shot on top here for trainer Claudio Gonzalez. He had a win last weekend. He has a first-time starter by Southern Success, a 4-year-old filly. Enough works here for the debut for maiden nickel. They're only going a half mile. Talia Pustina will ride 117 the weight, so I'll go with Claudio at 9-2 here with the 4 Southern Aggie on top.
Yeah, Southern Success, Philly, first-time starter, damn arguing Aggie. Has had a couple of winners, 2 foals and both winners, so that's the positive for her. Obviously, starting as a 4-year-old, took her a while to get to the races. I guess you're hoping she's got a lot of early speed. Now, both of her siblings there won, as we mentioned, with 48, 45 buyer figures. So they're starting her here at the right level, at the Big T. And all she needs to do is run a 40-something figure. She'd win by 10, but who knows what she'll do first time out.
All right, you have a horse on top. I didn't use it all. Venetian Drive, now in the barn of Charlie A. Frock. Avery Wisman will ride this filly by any given Saturday. She's taking a big drop in class today.
Not only that, but she's had early speed in previous race. May 26th at Timonium. Off the time, away from the races, into a new barn. I'm looking for her to hopefully flash up there right out of the gate with a good break. Her debut run, not much at 32-1 against a tough maiden 40 field on the turf, but she does have some early speed, and I think she's going to use it today. At opening quarter, 23-2 at Pimlico. Doesn't sound fast, but anytime you can get close to 23 at Pimlico for the opening quarter mile, you're going pretty well because the gate and the timer right about the same spot. The beam for the timer right up against the starting gate at Pimlico. So 23 doesn't sound fast, 23-2, but that's pretty quick, especially compared with some of these fillies here.
Okay, all right, see if she's ready to roll off the break in the new barn. The 2 Venetian Drive, the 1 Kim's Pet. It's going to be one of your favorites here. 5-2 morning line. Felix Pinero, 7-pound apprentice, rides for Linda Albert. Just missed against Maiden Nickel at Delaware last out. That was early August, going 5.5 furlongs. Was in front by 2. Turning for home in that race, so you have to think the half mile might be the answer for this 3-year-old filly, the 1 Kim's Pet.
Yeah, she's had several chances, 7 tries. I don't know if she's going to be quite as fast. I think is it too early. Fancy Girl also moving barns and adding blinkers on today. So there's another angle for you if you're looking for changes. The 2 with the change of trainers, the 3 change of trainers, and blinkers on for the first time on Fancy Girl. Used her in the mix.
All right, we both like the 5 in flight for Tony Aguirre. Xavier Perez will ride this filly, she's taken a drop, but she was exposed at this level. Two back at Charlestown, she ran for maiden nickel, going 4.5. A good second that day. So an effort like that puts her in the mix today.
An effort like that will maybe Sunder come picking up the pieces there.
Right.
She finished second, coming from slightly off the pace in that 4.5 dash at Charlestown.
All right, let's turn the page here. Race 2 will kick off the early pick 4. We're going a flat mile in race 2, claiming 5,000. Filly mares 3 and up, haven't won a race this year or never won 5. Are the condition of 3. Dramatic Pegasus, my top pick. You like the 3 as well. Rashawn Latchman rides this 7-year-old mare for trainer Tim Collins. Gets a nice class relief today. A sharp win at Charlestown back in early May.
Yeah, you've got a mare that ran against Lonely Drifter last time out, 7-time winner this year, and a filly that beat her last time out, mare that beat her last 2 times back. Yes, I Dance has won 4 in a row. So she's faced the company in her last 2 on July 20th and June 13th at Charlestown. But I went to the one in here. That's Emelina opening weekend. She's running back. We'll see a lot of horses running back from last weekend into week 2 at the Big T. I thought it was a very good effort for a horse that likes to have the lead, didn't make the lead. She chased, held well through the stretch, maybe not on the best part of the track that day, too wide on a very sloppy track at Timonium. Got the rail today on a fast track. I think they're going to use her speed to her advantage. Kmart Trotman on Emelina.
All right, I use her. She'll be right there. 9-year-old mare's made almost a $250,000. She's very versatile, turf or dirt. Doesn't matter. Emelina, just a stone-cold runner. The 4, Louise, 7-2 morning line. I use this 5-year-old mare by Great Notion for trainer Jose Corrales. A nice win against Beat Nickel, going a mile back on July 5th. And then had to knock heads against Nickel Starter her last couple races. So she gets a nice class relief today, I think.
Yeah, facing hashtag selfie 2 races back against Nickel Starters there. 3 back doesn't owe me any money. Liked her that day at 10-1. She didn't make the lead in that spot like she usually does, but settled very, very well for College Francois that day, scoring at 10-1. She may have to do the same today, I believe, against Emelina, who probably may try to beat her to the punch out of the gate.
All right, you have a 12-1 shot in the mix there. G4 runs 3rd off the layoff today for trainer Carlos Mencia.
Yeah, district approval. Filly she faced at Charlestown last run, a 4-time winner this year. She's a confirmed closer. She'll be far back early. Don't know if the pace is going to be fast enough, but if it does melt down, she'll come rocking.
All right, we both like the 7, Emma's Diamond Diva. Sharp win August 18th at Laurel, going a mile against Nickel for life that day. So she's in good form. Maldonado, this will be his first starter here at the Big T. Him and Carlos, though, they're 25% together with a positive ROI. So the 7, Emma's Diamond Diva, is going to be tough here.
That was a 1-turn mile. Here we go at the Big T, the 3-turn mile. That race was Desperation Nation in the last 1/8 of a mile at Laurel. They really weren't going anywhere, and Emma's Diamond Diva just kind of survived there to win. Visually, to me, it wasn't that good a race, so the number was okay. 47. That stacks up pretty well with the likes of Louise and whatnot, but maybe second tier. Don't know what to make of her.
All right, so nice beaten nickel for Filly Mares, going a mile here to kick off the early pick 4 in race 2. Sounds like they're setting up the oysters right here.
I was going to say that we need security. I mean, that big box of oysters just rolled by here, right outside the grandstand grill. Looks like table service maybe out here today, and the Buck of Shook oysters.
All right, the food's delicious. Fresh raw oysters from the Chesapeake, crab cake, shrimp salad, whatever you want up here at Nick's. They were the main seafood restaurant down to Cross Street Market, where I lived in Federal Hill for many years. Then the market shut down. They're not there anymore, but good to see them up here at the Big T.
Very Baltimore here at the Big T, as it should be.
Yep, absolutely. All right, so race 3, we're going 6.5 furlongs. Maiden claiming 5,000. Filly Mares 3 and up. I go with the 2 on top here in race 3. You don't have the 2 at all here. Floating Rate for trainer Jerry Brooks. The barn is 3 for 4 in the money. They had a win last weekend. They were one of the leading trainers here at Timonium last year by bringing horses from Presque Isle. They've won a race already with the horse they brought from Presque Isle. I know this horse is coming from Colonial and Penn National, so that blows that theory out of the water. But a sharp effort, 2 back on the main track at Penn National, and didn't like the turf last out Christian Geraldo had a 2-win day last weekend here at Timonium. I'll go with the Geraldo Jerry Brooks combination here with the 2 floating rate.
I went with a turf to dirt horse, a filly that's tried the turf several times straight, but her 2 dirt races were higher class level back November, December last year when she was 2 for maiden 40, and that's Clover Bottom. I think if she can transfer any kind of talent from turf to dirt, I believe she can in this spot, especially dropping here for the nickel versus the type of horses she faced last year as a 2-year-old. I'll pick her on top, Clover Bottom in the 3rd.
Yeah, sure. Avery Wisman and Ann Merriman, they've done well together. And this filly, she's a different. She didn't run very well on the main track last fall, but she's a different filly now. 3-year-old daughter of Mineshaft. Looks like she's turned it around a bit, and she finds a nice soft group today. So we both like the 3, Clover Bottom. I like the 4, Ask Contrition with Al Cortez, who won 3 races last weekend. Cortez rides for Wayne Potts here. It's a horse that's coming down from New York. Looks like Potts kind of loaded up here for the Big T with getting some horses from New York. And this horse didn't do much running up there in New York, but finds a nice maiden nickel today here at the Big T.
Off the Ophir trainer there in New York, New York bred, faced New York breds, and dropping in maybe a big turnaround today for the class drop and a new change, new barn.
All right, and the 1, we both like the 1 here. Well, you have the 7. I didn't use the 7 here, the 7
I think, I know she's a long-time maiden, but given suspect nature or maybe the turf to dirt on the 3, I'm not really enamored with the 2. The unknown on the 4, I mean, today could be the day for an 0 for 14 maiden. We've seen a long-time maiden already win here at the Big T El Rojo.
That's right, last weekend.
Last weekend.
All right, we both like the 1 here. Keep Up the Message for trainer Mary Epler. Kymar Trotman with 3 wins last weekend. This horse, this will be the 3rd race back this summer. Ran okay for maiden 10. It finds the right group today. Trotman should be able to work out a ground-saving trip here on the 1, Keep Up the Message.
I thought she'd run a little bit better at Laurel for maiden 10 her last 2, so that was kind of a disappointment. That's the reason I relegated her to the bottom tier.
All right, so we both like the 3 here, Clover Bottom in race 3. Let's turn the page here. Race 4 kicks off the middle pick 4. We also kick off the 20-cent Rainbow pick 6 here in race 4. We're going a flat mile, claiming $5,000 for 3-year-old fillies or filly mares. Never won 3 are the condition. A big scratch here in race 4. Scratcher 4 to 5 morning line favored. The 2, Janelle Dreams, is out, not running today. So I end up on the 6 here, Swirly Shirley. My top pick, trainer John Salzman Jr. had this filly in very good form earlier this year. Won 3 races with her. She was in top form back then. Then he lost her. She trailed off her form, and then she came back to Salzman last out and ran a better effort at Laurel. Went to the front and didn't stop completely. Ran an okay 3rd. Now only has to carry 110 today here at the Big T. So we both have Swirly Shirley on top.
Did you just call me Shirley?
Yeah.
Sure. Swirly Shirley, last time out, opened the lead at Laurel, 24-4-48-1. Doesn't seem fast, but when you compare it to a race later in the day, it was won by better horses. Hefazo, Hanales Houdini, who came back to gallop here just opening weekend at Timonium, absolved. That stacks up pretty well, so I think she's going to use her speed to her advantage in this spot, unless Duffilly can maybe try to press her at some point. With Janelle Dreams out of the race, I'm going for some speed here. We both are. I like the 6, Swirly Shirley, a potential Big T, a wire-to-wire threat.
All right, so we both have the 6 on top. The 4, Da Philly, Xavier Perez, kind of the hard luck rider last week, and 0 for 15, but he's 11 for 15 in the money. So his horses are running well. He's finishing 2nd or 3rd, looking for that first win here to Big T. And you're right, he's live here on the 4, Da Philly, for trainer Sal Ramirez, a young assistant trainer for Mary Epler. He's done well with these horses that he's claimed, and this filly gets back to a good level today.
Interesting claim, and they ran her on the dirt, adding the blinkers, thinking maybe they could improve her. She was a little wider on the first turn, the second turn of that race, and Firth was just, I think, too fast for her that day. A horse who popped away to a big lead at the top of the stretch and held well to win. Back on the dirt. Blinkers on first time dirt here for Da Philly. I don't think she'll be too far off of Swirly Shirley. Maybe with the blinkers on first time on the dirt, she's going to contest Swirly Shirley now. Don't know what she'll do. the tactics they're going to employ here.
All right, and the 5, Boom Boom Gone at 10-1. We both used third. Antonio Lopez aboard for Marco Salazar. A sharp win back in early July, going 3/4. Rallied from off the pace that day. No good since then, but an easier spot today. We both have the 5 and the 3 to round out our
Swirly Shirley's already beaten her. She never really got a sniff near the lead after showing some speed in previous starts back there against Shirley on April the 14th. I kind of think of her maybe as kind of a one-run type horse, so she's going to come pick up some pieces.
All right, so let's get a cold 6-4, 5-3 home there in race 4 to kick off the pick 6. Little carryover today in that rainbow pick 6. Here we go, race 5 to kick off the late pick 5. No carryover. They hit it last Sunday, but as always, that industry low 12% takeout on both pick 5s here at the Big T. Dave, you have a ticket. Let's check it out, see how you played it.
Yeah, Sunday's ticket hit, but not
nice.
as good as it.
Congratulations.
Yeah, $36 gives you $176. Nothing to write home about. I'm trying $36 ticket today, hoping some a little better prices. Almost singled a horse I liked in the 8th race. We discussed this before we went on the air. And, the 7th race, and number 4, Hargus. Really liked that horse today, but decided to throw in Kosher Contract with the blinkers on there at the last minute. So on 3x3, by 2x2x2, in the opener, using the 2, 4, 5 alphabeting, Country Line Dancer, 2-step sis. In the 6, going with Top Hat, Trees in Mind to Hold. And no change of equipment today on the 5. Great again. The 7th race, like that race, we'll talk about in a minute. And the 8th race, almost another key in Turkmenistan. Like that horse a lot, but fearful that Marvelous Martina finally may get a trip. And the 9th race, using a couple of horses to round out that 50-cent late pick 5 for a reasonable $36 ticket.
All right, we like some of the same horses. I like Turkmenistan as well in our 8th and featured race. Well, let's take a look here at the 5th race to kick off this late pick 5. Nickel 2 Life for Philly Mares 3 and up, going 6.5 furlongs. Scratch the 1, Sweet Home Dixie, who was 2-1 morning line. The 1 is scratched, so we both like the 5 here. I have the 5 on top. 2-step sis, the Cal Lynch barn with 2 wins last weekend. They get Xavier Perez to ride this filly by Tri-Tap. She had a nice win against Maiden 10 early July at Laurel Park, and a good third going a mile against Nickel 2 Life at Laurel late July. So her last couple have been very good. She's in good form, and she finds a nice group today.
She made a bid 4 wide, maybe a little early in that race. I know she'll be solid in this spot, but went to the 4 on top. Country Line Dancer, filly that kind of chased a little bit, maybe chasing again, hoping that she comes back to some Timonium glory. That was a good race last year. Her only start at the Big T, finishing 3rd to Towson, going 6.5 furlongs. And her last race, she had to chase a pretty quick pace and caught wide in that race, then faltered. Today, breaking a little closer down inside today, maybe only alpha betting to chase in the early lead. So I'm going to take another chance with Country Lion Dancer, a horse I'm in the red on for sure, but maybe today.
Well, that winning pick 5 ticket you gave out last Sunday in the last race, you had a $1,500 will pay. So if you get a 12-1 shot like this home here, Country Line Dancer, you'll have some more big will pays going into the last race if you're still alive.
Got to get past the first few.
Right. All right, so Country Line Dancer, a big price here in race 5. We both like the 2 here. Alpha betting for Wayne Potts, Weston Hamilton. His horses were running well last weekend as well. He's looking for his first win. He had 4 seconds, 3/3 last weekend here at the Big T. Alpha betting is going to show speed from the inside likely.
Yeah,
right?
A second start for Potts. Had some speed last time out. They didn't go that quick up front and kind of faltered. I don't know if she was on the worst part of the track, maybe needed the race for the new barn, but winter came closing and then was disqualified and kind of a up and down type stretch run there. But she could be the target that Country Line Dancer is going to chase or press.
All right, so 4-5-2. I used a 7 in the mix as well. Dixie Do Good, Almodovar aboard for Dove Houghton. This horse, a 3-year-old filly by Baltimore Bob. Last couple have been kind of flat, kind of boring at Laurel Park, but the numbers put her there against this group today.
Okay, so yeah, a little bit of an open race there to kick off that early pick.
How deep did you go on your pick 5 this race?
There was 3 deep, I believe.
2, 4, 5.
Yeah.
245. All right, I think you're safe there
Yeah.
in race 5. Let's turn the page here. Race 6 will kick off the late pick 4. We're going 6.5 furlongs. Maiden claiming 25,000 for 2-year-olds. And race 6, we both have the 5 on top here. Great again. And you said no blinkers
Right.
on.
Yeah. That's a key here. Is the 5 Great Again does have a change of equipment at the bottom of the program. Ignore that. There's no change of equipment today for number 5 Great Again.
Okay.
I don't think it really is going to matter.
Well,
Blinkers on or not.
Right, yeah, ran big last out. If it was first time Lasix last out, dropping in for the maiden 25 at Delaware, showed speed, good second, is going to show even more speed today, going 6.5.
That was kind of like a merry-go-round race, and there wasn't really anybody gaining. Mega Millions, Great Again, they just kind of ran. Only one horse kind of improved position in that race, and blinkers on or no blinkers on, I just believe that he's going to be superior in the spot. Great Again. Though I am spreading a little bit in that pick 5 because I'm liking a horse quite a bit later in the day. So, maybe Mind to Hold. I mean, Orientate horse out of a dam. It's a 3-time winner on the dirt, the 4 Mind to Hold. This is first time on the dirt for a horse that's run okay on the grass at Laurel in first 2 starts.
Yeah, ran 2 big races at Laurel. Gets Weston Hamilton back aboard today, takes a drop today, gets dirt for the first time. So we both like the 4 Mind to Hold. I had the 6 in my exacta here. Gone Home for John Salzman. Kevin Gomez will ride good second at Laurel at this level. Last out after having a couple months off. So it's going to get a good trip on the outside. I think doesn't have too much early speed, but should get a trouble-free stalking trip, hopefully, on the outside. Going 6.5 might show more speed today.
Horse that was just in the same race, actually, Top Hat Treason.
Right.
Gone Home beat Top Hat Treason by constitution. Those horses have been running the 2-year-olds, hitting the winner's circle a lot, chased a pretty quick pace out of that same Gone Home race, and maybe can dazzle them second time up. Had the tightener in debut, Top Hat Treason. So that's the reason I'm going a little bit deeper. There's a question on the 4, Turf to Dirt, but bred for the dirt, and Top Hat Treason come out of an opening quick quarter there comparatively.
All right, the 3 Top Hat Treason you like. The 2 I didn't use. Pataz, Julio Correa, leading rider at Laurel for the summer meet, rides his Super 99. Gelding for Hammy Smith. Had to break from the 1 hole in debut in a big 10-horse field. That's not easy for a horse to do. Gets an inside post once again today, but gets a leading rider from the summer, and he gets a much smaller field.
Even with the unruly behavior at the starting gate, thought he ran all right. He got beat 4 lengths, finished 5th, beaten 4 lengths. Maybe keep an eye on his behavior. He has to ship over from Laurel, and he's already has a little bit of a history of some not so well behaved antics at the starting gate. So he does concern me a little bit, but I'm gonna just went with a 3, 4, and 5 in the pick 5 to I had to go somebody out there. The antics at the starting gate certainly did hurt his chances.
Okay, see if he improves here at the Big T in the second start. Let's turn the page. Race 7 will kick off the final pick 3. We're going 6.5 furlongs, claiming 16,000, 3 and up. Never won 2. Lifetime here in race 7. I know you like the 4 a lot here. Hargis, I like the 8-1 you're getting here on the 4 Hargis. Ashley Castrenze, the rider, she had 3 wins last weekend here at Timonium.
Tattered, your top pick. Just look at his lifetime record. 6 seconds from 14 starts. I know Pimentel's on him. I know he comes from a good barn there, George Wardy barn, and the Colts Neck stable almost looks too good to me. So I decided to go with an angle here and go against what's probably going to be the post-time favorite in Tattered, number 4 Hargis. Second in the cycle for Robbie Bales. First time gelding. See, won at Keeneland in debut back in 2018, and then had a lot of time off. Switch barns, Patrick Byrne barn. But last time out of Charlestown, that race tougher than it looks at allowance race. Not one is a 2 lifetime, but West Virginia breds excluded from the conditions there. So Fiber and Emily, the winner of that race, is actually a 4-time winner. So he's coming out of a race with a 4-time winner in the non-winners of 2 for 16, stretching to 6.5. I like this move here. I'm taking a shot with Hargis and use kosher contract Horse that had kind of been, checking on a little bit here and there. They took the blinkers off, thought he'd run big with the blinkers off. Now they're putting the blinkers back on. He's had a couple of excuses using him as well. So if the favorite wins here in Tattered, that's pretty much what your pick 5 ticket will be, at least my pick 5 ticket.
All right, so the 3 and the 8 are going to be the favorites here. They're both suspect. I agree. I like the case you make here for the 4 Hargis. This horse is likely going to show speed. At that time last out at Charlestown, 51 and 1, going 4.5. That's a very quick time at Charlestown, going 4.5. This horse showed speed in his first couple races of his career. Now he's the first time gelding, so now we're stretching out to 6.5.
And the horse that beat him there, just to also mention, last 3 buyers, 66, 63, 64. Even the favorite, that's in the realm of the favorite there. The last 3 races, 59, 62, 66. I know he's run quicker in the past at Parks, but that was then, this is now.
All right, so I chalk it up with the 2 favorites on top. Yeah, we both like the 4. How about the 7 here going to the lead? A nice debut at 31-1. Got the money for the Frock Barn and Avery Wisman at Laurel Park. And now facing winners for the first time today.
That buyer figure probably better than it appears because he was a step slow, used up a lot of energy rushing to the front on the inside that day from post position 1, survived the duel, and then kicked in late, at least to win by 2. But a horse that he beat, Paid Holidays, kind of a professional maiden.
All right, let's turn the page here. Race 8 is the feature of the day to kick off the late daily double. A nice first level allowance condition, optional claiming 16,000. Filly mares 3 and up. We're going 6.5 furlongs here in race 8. We both like the 5 Turkmenistan, a 4-year-old daughter of Candy Ride. Sharp win last out. That was against 16,000. 3 Life at Laurel Park early August, going 7 furlongs. Nice 64 buyer speed figure that day. So that was second off the claim for Farrier. So she's in good form. She finds a nice allowance condition today here at the Big T. You have the leading barn here. The Farrier 5 for 6 last weekend, and Boca Chica 5 for 7 last weekend.
Yeah,
so
leading jockey, leading trainer combo there with Turkmenistan claimed. Couple of races back, tried him on the turf, added the blinkers, and that was the trick on the dirt. Visually, I like that race of this filly. It was 7 furlongs at Laurel. She's never been at Timonium. Always a question how she's going to handle the bull ring, but I believe 7 to 6.5 is not that much of a difference at the Big T, assuming that she runs that last race back.
All right, so we both have her on top here for top connections. We both like the 4 Marvelous Martina for Jose Corrales. Luis Bautista rides his 3-year-old daughter. Awesome again. She's been running against Tough Allowance Company at Laurel in Pimlico. She ran a good 3rd at Pimlico, going 6 furlongs back on Black Eyed Susan Day. Then the turf, no good. And then beaten favored at this level last out at Laurel Park. So the 4 is going to take play once again today.
Beaten favorite with an excuse. Seems to kind of always have an excuse, at least recently. They added the blinkers 4 back at 3 races back. You see a filly in there, Majestic Reason. That's tough company. So a good run there, beaten only a length. So I'm fearful of Marvelous Martina. Had to use her along with Turkmenistan. Those are the only 2 horses in the pick 5 play today, 4 and 5 in the pick 5 ticket.
All right, so we both have the 5-4 on top there in the feature. Let's turn the page. One more race, race 9. Maiden 5,000 going 6.5 furlongs. Filly mares 3 and up. And I go with we both like the 7-2, 2-7 on top. I had the 7 My Lily Rose on top, 9-5 Boca Chica, Dale Capuano, the Maiden 10s, an all right 3rd against Maiden 10 back on July 11th. And then fallen apart since then. So they go in for the maiden nickel. Should get a trouble-free trip on the outside with your leading rider.
Stan, they both had the same race August 15th at Laurel, won by Weltha. Weltha went gate to wire at 12-1 that day. There were 4 dirt races on the card that afternoon at Laurel. 3 of them went gate to wire. So, only 4 dirt races that day. We had a lot of turf that day at Laurel, but it seemed to be kind of a speed-favoring track, and I think 3 to get ready may benefit today. Stretching here to 6.5, second time on the dirt. 3-1 beaten favorite. Julio Correa up for Hammy Smith. 3 to get ready. It's go, cat, go in the last.
All right, so we both have a 7-2-2-7 on top. We both like the 4 as well. I Am a Dancer, Bobby Plummer, the breeder, owner, and trainer. Felix Pinero will ride this mare over 22. She's had the summer off. She's fresh and ready to roll here at the Big T.
Well, it's not raining. So that seemed to be her best race back in the mud, March 10th to me. So I don't know. Is she over 22?
Yeah.
Is possible. Anything's possible, I guess.
All right, so we both like the 2-7-7-2 on top here in race 9. You have a 20-1 shot in the mix there. Bet Her Later. I didn't use that horse. Avery Wisman will ride the 1. Bet Her Later.
Only because of the 4.5 race at Charlestown. Maybe can hang around a little bit and try her on the grass again. Out of that same race, Welta was 4 deep on a speed favoring day and shuffled back a little bit, but she's kind of tiring by then. Just using her if you're playing the triple or something, maybe use her underneath.
All right, it's beautiful weather. Come on out here to the Maryland State Fair. Live horse racing here at the Big T. First race post time is 1:05. Main track is fast. Early pick 5 kicks off in race 1. Yes.
And that checking, we'll get some oysters.
Yeah, we got to check.
We got our checks.
Okay, here you go. Let's
go
give
right
out
to
the
the
checks.
oyster man.
I'll just give them to you.
Thank you.
All right, he's going right to the live oysters here at the Big T up here on the second floor. Good luck.